Look at this video of a Ukrainian submarine dodging bullets off the coast of Crimea. You could have guessed it by now, but AI is transforming international defense. You just saw what would have been a suicide mission even for special forces. AI is eliminating human risk from warfare completely. And when robots are cheaper than human life and significantly more reliable, we'll have robot armies ready to go. Our human charters, Geneva Conventions, and UN policies all go down the drain. Scary, isn't it? And want to know the worst part? The unemployment crisis. It might be a no-brainer, but AI will be replacing the upwards of 800 million jobs by 2030, and an average of 400 million jobs will be replaced worldwide. Think I'm making these facts up? Well, these numbers are according to McKinsey Global Institute. Do you think full-stack developers made these? Or front and back-end developers working day and night to achieve the best aesthetic? No, you're wrong. These were made by AI like Teleporth and the AI assistant Ada in a few days with a touch of human effort. Even in absolute infancy, artificial intelligence is becoming what the internet was to humanity in 1983. But when something grows so huge and is rapidly growing, what can we expect 10 or 20 years from now? Let's find out. And the truth might be a bit ugly. Artificial intelligence is still something we can't fully grasp the scale of. It is already starting to replace retail workers. Have a look at Caper AI. This is a company that is working towards making the entire process of leaving your house for groceries as simple as possible using AI-driven carts and cashierless checkout technology. Pretty concerning. You won't be working a part-time job, right? But where did the idea of AI even come from? Well, things begin with Theseus, a rat developed by Claude Shannon in 1950, right after humanity made its first computer. Sure, that might sound a bit funny, but this is where our obsession with AI stems from. Theseus was able to navigate through a simple maze and remember the course it took. This was the very first step we took towards artificial intelligence. But things began to really take off after 1995. We quickly started developing speech, face, and image recognition. And within the short span of nearly 30 years, we arrive at the point we're at now, where the threat of AI is very imminent. Let's give you some more perspective on the implications of AI. Research suggests that ChatGPT 3.5 has an IQ of around 155, and Einstein had an IQ of 160. And OpenAI reports that ChatGPT 4 has capabilities at least 10 times that of 3.5. Imagine the difference between me and an existence with an IQ 10x, that of Einstein at 1550. I would seem like a primal being. Don't believe me? These words aren't mine, but those of an ex-Google officer, Mo Gaudat.
If something is 10x Einstein, we will have no idea what it's talking about. This is just around the corner. It could be a few months away.
Even when ChatGPT first came out, it blew every other chatbot out of the water and sent ripples across every human's mind about AI. It was the catalyst that turned that science fiction fear of AI destroying humanity into a very real one, albeit on a very small scale. But ChatGPT won't be the end-all be-all of chatbots and smart AIs. Everyone's favorite billionaire philanthropist Elon Musk plans to use the entirety of Twitter, or X as we call it now, to develop an AI. Could you imagine the massive database it would have? From every fandom to news outlet, the newest XAI will probably be the biggest competitor in the AI market. There are even plans to make it a fully augmented reality AI so it can cover a variety of human behaviors. Now, Elon is the one person who understands the risk of AI better than most and would probably be the most ethical in its use. Even your beloved ChatGPT is a program the FTC is vehemently investigating for violating user policies. Elon even criticized OpenAI as being a propaganda machine with content moderation policies that are very shady. According to his own words, XAI will have very little if no moderation to make sure that the AI pursues truth. What that basically means is that XAI would not be bound to be always politically correct and will not be deceptive like some competitors are. And these overall are very surprising statements, since Elon was part of the company's founding members in 2015, but resigned from its board in 2018. In a sense, it is very healthy that Elon is entering this market. The fewer companies that are huge in the AI market, the greater the monopoly they will have. But at the same time, there are several implications to the sort of AI Elon is suggesting. Hear me out. With a massive database, especially that of Twitter, how will XAI even determine what is politically correct? It can only decide what course of action leads to the most efficient result. So plenty of problems stem from this sort of plan. But Elon has a counter-argument to this very statement. He believes the universe to be interesting, and a truth-seeking XAI will definitely reach the same conclusion. Similarly, humans too are an interesting part of the universe, which would lead the AI to deem us as a fundamental and necessary part of all matter. Pretty unique reasoning, don't you think? While yes, AI like this might be dangerous, that danger is nothing compared to how the ethical use of AI is being made unethical in the wrong hands. That too, at a very fundamental level, a human level. In reality, the purpose of telling you of all these things was to highlight that it is not AI that is the problem, it's us. From Genghis to Hitler, we humans have always had battles about morality. Hell, the basis of war is the human entanglement of subjective morality. What I see wrong, you see as correct. The ideologies I support are poison to you. My heroes are your villains. We, as a species, are flawed in our emotions. And when you give the power of AI into the hands of such an existence, there is no predicting where it goes. Ethical is made unethical, a godsend morphed into doomsday. Noon's best interest aligns, and AI becomes a threat when you have even 100 million people at the least striving for a greater purpose. It's like giving a toddler a piece of clay and saying, whatever you shape this as will become exactly that. That sounds incredibly dangerous, doesn't it? Could you imagine giving a kid a gun? The answer is probably a resounding no. I hope you're sticking with me until now because this is where we bring everything together. From the voices to the faces to the incredible intelligence of AI, I want you to imagine for a second a time when even the beings you interact with daily are not human, but AI. You wake up and go to a coffee shop. You're greeted by a robot behind the counter and see different worker robots charging their batteries around you. It's unsettling, right? As an example, check out a Mecha, an emotion-capable robot from Australia. The biggest problem with all this stems from the fact that if you decide AI is a danger and you don't want to use it, well then good luck trying to achieve any sort of success. Because when giants like Facebook and Google are using AI, you won't have a chance to survive without it. They'll take any sort of success or traffic away from your startup or business. Now let's talk on the flip side for a moment. We've had enough doomer talk. Can't have you going into an existential crisis after all, huh? AI interaction might not be so bad if used correctly. It could pose as a cure to those who wish nothing more in life than to have someone to speak with. After all, the biggest disease known to man is not AIDS or cancer, it's loneliness. And nothing drives that wedge of loneliness deeper than not having a single soul to talk to about it. This is where AI comes in. A being that, if programmed correctly, they can serve as a lifelong support. This can be especially useful to people who might be suffering from mental disabilities or extreme old age, because people like that usually have a hard time connecting with someone and just having someone who can try to understand and listen to their hour-long conversations. So in a way, some might prefer AI interaction more than a human connection. Even besides that, the clinical applications of AI are immense. This TED Talk by Navid Saidi showcases how AI can learn from immense data pools of patients and continuously grow. It would be a dream come true if you could go into the ER, take 5 minutes to explain to a robot your problems, and it comes up with the best possible solution to save your life. That is convenient. Want to hear even more? A man from Africa who lives in the worst conditions you can think of has an internet connection and access to ChatGPT 5 or even 6 in the near future. He can learn languages and skills and open up businesses that could be the difference in him being alive 6 months down the line. Does that make sense? Hey, even if you feel like you don't have the intellectual capabilities and weren't genetically gifted, just get a brain implant and watch all your worries fade away. More power to Elon's Neuralink. So maybe it's time that we stop seeing AI as this evil entity that is meant for the destruction of humanity. The truth is, yes, there are grays and shades of black and white that fall under the possibilities of AI, but it is up to you the sort of impact you want to make with it. You might have watched up until now to find answers, but maybe the answers you're looking for lie in asking the right questions. So learn how to ask the right questions. Learn how to grow using everyone's favorite villain, AI. Learn how to be more optimistic and learn how to keep watching more of our videos. If you enjoyed, drop a like and a sub. I hope to see you in my future videos. Until then, see ya.